Don J MMA podcast. I'm here with Don Dada. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. We have a few hot takes to go over today, so I'm excited to get our opinion on these.
Let's smash it.
So we'll start it off with the first one. Um, on title rematches, do the
Mm.
champions deserve to get immediate title rematches? What's your opinion on that?
Um, I believe they should, but it depends. It depends on how they lost, in my opinion. Right, I'll give you two examples. I thought Charles Oliveira should have got an instant rematch against Islam Makhachev.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
but I didn't think Israel Adesanya Israel Adesanya shouldn't have got a rematch against Sean Strickland. If that kind of makes sense. For me, it depends on did the champion defend the belts and how did they lose?
Yeah, it is very situational, this question, to be honest, because it all depends as well on like, is there a contender next in line that's deserving? Like, for example, Adesanya and Strickland, Dricus
Yeah,
deserves a title shot now. So to me, he deserves to fight for the belt more than Adesanya deserves a rematch. But then on the other hand, there are contenders at bantamweight, but I do believe that Aljo deserves an immediate title rematch because the guy was on he was on an active win streak, the biggest in UFC bantamweight history, and he defended the belt 4 times, similar to when Adesanya got his rematch against Pereira, which I agreed with because he had defended the belt so many times. So yeah, it is very situational, this question, but I mean, I think this has been brought up because of the Adesanya situation, and in my opinion, no, Adesanya does not deserve a rematch, but Adesanya will get a rematch because of how much of a pay-per-view story is, and that's unfortunate.
exactly.
So yeah, we're both in agreement. No, we don't agree with him really. Well, situational.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next, this is a good one. Sean Strickland will go on a run as middleweight champion. You can go first.
Oh, I don't think he will. Um, I
No.
really, I really would like him to go on a championship run. I think it'd be interesting. Uh, but there's a few contenders that like I don't think he'll beat Izzy in the rematch, but if he does, um, it's too difficult to say because I feel like Hamzat Chimaev would maul him. I think Jared Cannonier, he's looking good lately. He can give him a good fight, but I definitely think Israel Adesanya beats him in the rematch anyway.
Yeah, that in my opinion, that is a hot take. Sean Strickland, I don't think will defend about once. Another thing what I seen in that was that they said he'll beat. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but anyway, this guy written his opinion on why he thinks he's gonna go on a run is he believes he'll beat Adesanya in the rematch. We both agree he won't. He believes he'll beat Dricus. I don't think he will beat Dricus. I think you said I don't want to say that you did say that and you didn't. Do you think he beats Dricus?
I do, I do. I think Drickus would gas out. I think he'd survive the first two. I think Drickus would gas out, and then I think he'd pour it on him.
Yeah, well, there we go. We disagree on this one. Then he says he'll beat Robert Whitaker. Again, I don't think Sean Strickland would beat Robert Whitaker. I know Rob's chin is gone, but no, I think Robert Whitaker is just too much for Sean Strickland. And then finally, then they said that he'll beat Hamzat Chimaev. No,
Hmm.
I don't believe Sean Strickland will beat Hamzat Chimaev.
No, Hamzat Chimaev's far too. The thing with Hamzat Chimaev is it's a style that no one except Gilbert Burns, who has like elite jiu-jitsu, no one can seem to figure out. So, as for Hamzat Chimaev, again, I just think he's a terrible, terrible stylistic matchup for Sean. Sean's super squared up. I believe he will try and put it on Hamzat straight away. Like he'll try and come out with heavy pressure, heavy volume. But I actually see him kind of just getting taken down immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to give my opinion on if Strickland would actually go on a run because I didn't expect him to even win the belt. And
Yeah.
I know like I'm coming on here saying he won't beat Adesanya in a rematch, but I didn't even think he would come close to beating Adesanya in their original matchup. But yeah, there is just some stylistic matchups at middleweight that I think Strickland will struggle with. The likes of Hamzat, which is just constant grappling. Like he will shoot as soon as the bell goes against Strickland, realistically. Jared Cannonier's already beat him. That was a close fight. I think Sean Strickland would struggle against Jared Cannonier again, purely because of the power Jared Cannonier has. I think that
Yeah.
was a big factor in what won him that fight. Again, then you've got Adesanya. Adesanya's a better striker than him. I see a lot of people kind of underrating Adesanya's striking ability. Sean Strickland is a better boxer than Adesanya. Absolutely, there's no argument there to be had. But in terms of all-round striking, Adesanya is better. I think he just
Yeah.
he didn't take him serious, in my opinion. And with Dricus, I think Dricus has that. He's just got such a weird style. Uh, he's got good grappling. He's really good at holding his opponent down, good ground control, and he hits hard. I mean, Robert Whitaker's chin is gone, but to do that with a jab, the Robert Whitaker is it just goes to show how strong he is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Dricus
don't think
Duplessis is. I think Dricus Duplessis and Sean Strickland is. They're both underdogs in the sense that they both had wins that no one thought would happen. Well, I'm pretty sure at the start of the year, like we can both admit, we both probably thought it was just going to be Izzy and Robert Whitaker clashing for the title for a third time at the end of the year, and
yeah.
it's crazy to see how the division shaped out. In my opinion, it's still a bit weak, but it's definitely getting better.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I never thought Dricus would be Robert Whitaker. In my opinion, that's a bigger upset than Strickland versus Adesanya. That wasn't a hot take I'd written down, but that might be a hot take on my behalf. But Dricus beating Whitaker the way he did is more of like an upset, in my opinion, than
Mm.
Strickland beating Adesanya. Because no one was even putting Dricus on to win as like a joke. People were picking Sean Strickland to win, but it was like joking a bit. No one picked Dricus to beat Whitaker, me included. I thought Dricus was going to be a heavy buy for Robert Whitaker that night, and I was mistaken.
And I hate people who say that they picked Dricus. Like, no, you didn't. Come on.
Yeah, no
No
one
one
did.
picked that guy to win. No
No
one
one.
actually. There's a few people in my comments I remember saying Dricus will shot the world, but it's like you're picking him based off nothing.
Yeah, no
You
one
know, off
believed that.
skill.
Like no one
Yeah,
believed that.
off skill. Everyone picked Whitaker.
So yeah,
But yeah,
just to close that hot take, will Strickland go on a middleweight title run? Ben, yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, again, same. I don't think he defends the belt once. Next hot take we've got now. This isn't written down, but this is one I've thought of, and I actually want to bring it up. Shavkat Rakhmonov is overrated. Yes or no? Is that a hot take in your behalf? Yes or no?
I don't think he's going to. Right, put it this way: do I think he beats Leon Edwards? No. Um, do I think he can beat? Do I think he can hang and beat a Burns and beat a Bilal and beat? I actually think he's. I fairly rate him. I don't know if people overrate him to the extent where like he's going to rip through the division, but after seeing what he did against Jeff Neal, I believe
Yeah.
Jeff Neal gave him a ton of problems, but he showed that he was like a level above Jeff Neal. So I do believe he's at a high level. I just don't believe he will win the belt off Leon Edwards.
Yeah, I think the hype that this guy gets based off the opponents that he's beat. I mean, this guy, his biggest wins are Neil Magny. Anybody
Mm.
who's half decent at welterweight beats Neil Magny, no disrespect. Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal was landing a lot in that matchup because I went back and rewatched it. But people just forget about that because of that crazy finish. Jeff Neal was landing on Shavkat. Now, do I think Shavkat is good? Yes, I think he would beat Gilbert Burns, but I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with you. I think Bilal Muhammad would beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. I do, by decision, obviously, but I do think he beats him. Um, Similar to you, I don't think he beats Leon Edwards. I think he's very exposed on the feet. I don't think his striking defense is that great. If he goes up against a Leon, he'll pick him apart. I think Colby would beat him. Colby would put that pace on him. Colby has zero technique when it comes to striking, but the amount of volume that guy puts on you, it kind of makes up for it slightly. Usman won't fight him because for some reason he left Team Elevation to go back to his old gym. I did see a thing saying that's why he doesn't have to fight Shavkat. I disagree because if Shavkat was to fight Usman, Usman would beat him. And outside of that, I think we went through everybody in the top five there, really. I think he beats
Why do
Wonderboy.
people think Usman's scared? Like, this has been a narrative all through Usman's career.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman, guys, for anyone in as a title holder, he lapped the division. People need to put some respect on Kamaru Usman's name because he's not scared of Shavkat Rakhmonov. Do I agree? I don't think he should be not fighting him because the teammates. I know for a fact they're probably not best friends. Um, I think so. This is where I disagree. I personally think Shavkat is well rounded enough to beat a Colby. I don't know. I think he's well rounded enough to beat a Bilal too. Like I don't know if Bilal gets him down. I don't know. Shavkat's jiu-jitsu shown to be exceptionally good, and I know Bilal didn't Bilal get the better of Gilbert Burns on the ground.
Bilal, yeah, what makes me pick Bilal is he is very confident on the ground, but so is Shavkat. I'd probably give the edge in terms of grappling to Shavkat, to be honest, just because of the submission threat and things like that. But on the feet, if I'm going off what I just seen from Bilal in that 5 round fight against Gilbert Burns, to me that his striking is a much higher level than Shavkat. I'm just being honest. I mean, I just think this guy is being overrated, and they're pairing him in with Hamzat, who, again, in my opinion, I think people overrate. Sorry, it's just true.
God, I don't know, man. Here's my thing, and we all know, Lewis knows, everybody knows. I do struggle to give Bilal Muhammad props, so we know
Yeah.
this. I have a Bilal Muhammad discredibility addiction, but it's not that I don't like him anymore. I actually think I kind of felt bad for him when that fan was kind of giving him bullying him a bit of that thing. He seems like a good dude. It's just I watch it, Bilal, and I'm still not convinced. Like Gilbert Burns had one arm in that fight, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's the excuse I'm going to run with.
Yeah, but
So
I just want to add this in. I just want to add this in because I see this all the time when I talk about Bilal. People say Gilbert Burns was injured. Gilbert Burns got injured in that fight. He didn't go into this fight injured. He got injured in the fight. That's not Bilal's fault. Bilal went into that fight with an ankle injury and he still schooled him for 25 minutes. Sorry, but I'm just adding that in there because that is the excuse everybody gives. Bilal beat Gilbert Burns because Gilbert Burns was injured. Burns got injured in that matchup.
right, okay, so fine. Bilal School Burns, right? I'll accept it for what it was. Here's the thing: Gilbert Burns he's not intelligent. Gilbert Burns has all the skill to beat fighters, but I think what Bilal has actually that I think me and you underrated because me and you thought Gilbert Burns was going to destroy him
Oh
at the
yeah, I
time.
thought Burns was going to finish him in like 2 rounds.
I think it's Bilal's fight IQ, and as much as people take the piss out of the fact that he gets decisions, he comes in fights with very good game plans.
Yeah,
He has a very good game plan. He's a very good preparer. If you give him a training camp against John Jones, he'll beat him by decision. You know, he's a very good preparer for fights. So I do believe he could beat Shavkat, and that would really test how intelligent Shavkat is. And Bilal's looking a lot stronger these days. I mean, he went to Khabib's gym, so I'm sure he's all natural. But he's looking a lot stronger these days than he used to, and a lot faster. Again, I'm sure he's off the juice. But in my opinion, Bilal with bare DNA does give Shavkat a good fight. But in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know if he gets Shavkat down and on the feet. If Shavkat puts that volume on him, Shavkat's got super crisp punches. And I don't know if Shavkat respects Bilal Muhammad's power like that.
yeah. I mean, that probably would be an issue in the matchup because Bilal doesn't have that, doesn't really have power. We've seen it. I think Bilal is just so well rounded,
Mm.
and I think he fights safe. That's if I was to describe Bilal Muhammad, it would be safe. Like he doesn't
Yeah, we need
go.
to see Bilal Muhammad get out that first gear.
Yeah, like I mean, I just want to double check something. I'm pretty sure he finished Sean Brady,
Yeah, I
who
did.
was a good prospect, and that's a good finish for Bilal. Yeah, he did. He TKO'd him, But yeah, to me that's kind of how I see it. I think Bilal sometimes just fights safe. He just does enough to win. And I think, and when he wants to fight for the belt here, in my opinion, he deserves it more than Colby. I don't think that's a hot take. I think everybody can agree with that. I just think
100%.
he's from a UFC perspective. Again, it goes back to the Adesanya rematch thing. He's not that marketable because he doesn't have highlight reel finishes or anything. So like the UFC are going to be reluctant to give him a title shot. But I think he would beat Shavkat. And just to finish up on this hot take, Shavkat, in my opinion, is overrated. Ben, overrated or underrated? Shavkat, or properly rated?
I would say, yeah, I'll agree with overrated by the whole MMA fan base, I would say, as a whole.
Right. Now, this next one is a good one. Um, yeah, this is an interesting one. No version of Conor McGregor would beat current Justin Gaethje. I'll let you go ahead first.
What kind of shit take is that?
It's fucking terrible, isn't it?
No version, no version. You're telling
Yeah.
me the Conor that fought Eddie Alvarez couldn't beat Justin Gaethje right now, guys? Justin Gaethje right now is not this perfect fighter that everyone's making him out to be. In fact,
Gaethje right now
I'll give
is
you an even
overrated.
hotter take. Dustin Poirier won the first round against Justin Gaethje. Now he got knocked out. That's fair. Justin Gaethje has dangerous leg kicks that I think any version of Conor would really struggle against. I think he would absolutely batter Conor now and finish him. But Gaethje doesn't move his head that well. Gaethje not too long ago was throwing overhands and falling over against Charles Oliveira just from Charles Oliveira's forward pressure. In my opinion, Justin Gaethje really struggles to gauge distance against prime Conor, right? Prime Conor, he struggles massively. Now, I'm not saying Gaethje can't beat any version of Conor, but when people say no version of Conor can beat Justin Gaethje now, what is so special about Justin Gaethje now?
Yeah, no, uh, you're right. As soon as I read this hot take, the Conor McGregor that fought Eddie Alvarez would fucking punch Justin Gaethje pillar to post. I am a McGregor fanboy. I will hold my hands up. So this might be coming from a biased place for me. Gaethje right now is overrated. Like you said, he was losing that first round to Dustin Poirier. Amazing head kick KO he got. And I've said this before. I think if they were to do the trilogy, Poirier would beat him. I've seen Michael Chandler come off with current Justin Gaethje would he's more than likely going to be champion by the end of next year. How he lost to Oliveira pretty recent. You know, the guy hasn't changed that much. He got smoked by Oliveira. Islam mauls him, similar to Habib.
And another thing as well is people pretend Rafael Fiziev didn't give him a proper run for his money. Rafael Fiziev I gave Justin Gaethje, I think he gave him the first and the third round against Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev was very competitive. The big difference there was Gaethje was so much bigger and hit so much harder than him. Like
Yeah,
every time Fiziev had connected on Gaethje, there was a huge difference from when Gaethje had landed a leg kick on Fiziev and Fiziev had landed a leg kick on Gaethje.
yeah,
So
and the damage in that
he
fight, like you have to think
exactly.
Gaethje cut Fiziev pretty early on in that fight over the eye, so the blood constantly streaming into his eye. It's going to affect him. Now, I'm not taking away from Gaethje. That was a really good performance, and again, a great performance against Poirier. But to say that any current or any version of Conor wouldn't beat current Gaethje, 2016 Conor McGregor, just watch that Eddie Alvarez performance. That's the best performance I think I've ever seen in MMA. The way he was able to just move his head, the shot selection as well, how quick he was, how
Yeah.
accurate. It was insane. And I think Gaethje would really struggle in there with 2016 Conor McGregor, to be honest.
And again, it's even stylistically, Gaethje, he has not ever had the best defense. Right now, I would say the big difference with Gaethje now is Gaethje's got really good movement and he seems a lot more composed. He's not as willing to go to war. He's even
Yeah.
said that himself, I think. He
Yeah.
said it's
He's a lot
time to
more
fight.
patient.
Yeah, but he still gets hit. And I just personally see if Gaethje lands those low calf kicks early on Conor, and he drags Conor into a war, Conor gasses out after the second. You know, Gaethje's got a granite chin. I think Gaethje could definitely tank a couple of shots from Conor. But Gaethje can be countered. He got countered by Oliveira. Look at the form in Oliveira's punches, right? The form in Oliveira's punches are so crisp, and that's why he was able to sit Gaethje down. He was able to counter him with straight rights, good left hooks. Conor's straight left, in my opinion, would find that button one too many times.
Yeah, no, I think that out of every hot take we've read so far, this is the worst.
But as I said right before, right now, I absolutely agree. Justin Gaethje would batter Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I don't think McGregor would beat him now. Again, I'm a fanboy, so there is a part of me that would
Well, he
say
could crack him.
beat him.
Conor can crack anyone.
Yeah, we just need to kind of see what he looks like against Chandler if that fight ever happens. But yeah, we're both disagreeing with that hot take. I
Yeah.
think that's the worst one we've read so far. What do you think?
God, I think it is. It's not a great take because it's not as definitive.
Yeah, now this next one, this is up there with the Gaethje one. The more I'm reading it now, the more I'm thinking, right, okay, this could be worse, but I'm gonna read it to you anyway. If Alex Pereira beats Yuri Prohaska, he will be the best combat athlete of all time.
He's
Henry
up there.
Cejudo. Henry Cejudo.
I don't know. Put it this way. I think if you ask anyone in the history of the world what they would rather win, an Olympic gold medal or a KO. No offense to Glory. And Glory is the highest level of kickboxing, but it's not actually. But I believe kickboxing's in the Olympics. Am I wrong?
I don't know if it's like a new sport that's been brought into the Olympics. I'm not sure though. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think the Olympic gold medal is the pinnacle of being an athlete. Even Sugar Ray Leonard, right? I don't know if Don knows who Sugar Ray Leonard is, but Sugar Ray Leonard has won multiple world championships in boxing. He's been to war with Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, and he even said winning an Olympic gold medal as an amateur is the greatest sporting achievement he ever had. So there is nothing better than an Olympic gold medal. Nothing. Not debatable, people. Now, he's also a double champion. He held the flyweight championship and the bantamweight championship simultaneously. I just personally think Henry. I don't know because Alex Pereira double champion in Glory, double champion in or won 2 belts in the UFC. He's up there.
Yeah. For me, I think it's Henry Cejudo because he won gold in wrestling, and then transferred into a completely different sport. So he had to learn all the stand up and things like that. Now, Alex Pereira did have to do that for coming into MMA, but again, I just think going to the Olympics and winning gold and that, and then he beat. You could argue if you took out steroid usage and all that, that Demetrius Johnson is the best of all time. You could argue that, and I wouldn't even be annoyed if someone came in with that argument.
It's a very heavily contested decision, to be fair.
Yeah, it was close. Don't get me wrong, it was close, and I haven't watched it back in I couldn't tell you how long. But then to beat TJ Dillashaw when TJ Dillashaw was just to the gills, I may add, to beat Marlon Moraes, who people won't give him credit for that win, but that was a really good win at the time. Really good win at the time.
Marlon Moraes was a murderer at that time.
And he beat Dominic Cruz. So I just think no, I don't think Alex Pereira could be considered the best combat athlete.
I think what sealed this debate is if Henry won the belt back.
Yeah.
I think if Henry came back off a massive layoff out of retirement and beat Aljo, then oh my God, that is undebatable.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the greatest achievements ever, actually, if he did that. I'm not even joking. So
yeah.
But Alex is up there because Alex is one of the. I don't know if, again, disclaimer, but from what I've seen of Glory fans, which is not many, because I don't watch the sport, but a lot of people do think Alex is up there, one of the greatest kickboxers in Glory history. So you couple that with his UFC achievements in such little time, Did he win a belt in under 10 fights?
Yeah.
See, that's crazy. So Alex Pereira's definitely up there, but yeah, I'd have
But
Henry over that.
I just
Olympic
want
gold
I just want
medal's
to add into
ridiculous.
that him winning the belt in under 10 fights. Again, I'm just saying it here. The UFC give him favorable matchups to get the Adesanya. Let's be honest.
Very fair. Yeah, very.
They put him
Yeah.
in there against Sean Strickland, who was never going to grapple with him, who just came forward and walked right into the left hand and got smoked. And then he was straight in to fight Adesanya. But I mean,
What's
I thought Alex Pereira was overrated after he lost the Adesanya. I actually didn't think he was going to do much else with his career, to be honest. But that win
yeah.
against Jan Blachowicz was really impressive, and I do believe he's going to beat Yuri Prohaska.
I see. I do think he'll beat Yuri too.
Yeah,
We both like Yuri, right? Because I think that might get a bit misconstrued. But we both like Yuri, people. It's just we think he's very hittable. His style is not sustainable at all. He fights the same way in every fight. He gets hurt in every fight. He has a terrible defense, and Alex Pereira will send that man to the shadow realm in at least under 2 rounds.
yeah, I think Yuri is he's too easily hit. He is tough though. He's durable, to be fair to him. And we've seen him adapt in that Glover Teixeira fight. I mean, I didn't pick him to win that fight, let alone submit the guy. So,
He
but
can submit. He can submit Alex 100%. But the
yeah,
thing with Yuri is, when does Yuri go in fights and take fighters down?
yeah, he's not going to. But another thing about Yuri as well is I think his style relies a lot on movement. The way he moves and stuff. And Alex Pereira, in my opinion, has the best calf kick currently in the UFC, and I think Alex Pereira is going to kick his calf, and it's really going to just slow the movement down of Yuri. And on the feet, Pereira is much more technical, and he hits a lot harder. So I think,
Yeah,
yeah, and under 2.5 rounds, I think Pereira gets him out of there. Like,
yeah. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you on that one.
so yeah, we're just running out of time here. Really, we've got one more hot take. It's not that long to even talk about. It's going to be like a yes or no, really, from me and Ben, just to finish us off. Just quickly, Alex Pereira, if he beats Yuri, is he going to be the best combat athlete?
No.
Yeah, no, me neither. I think Henry Cejudo. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
Right. So last hot take: should interim belts be silver or gold?
Silver.
Yeah, I agree.
Should they
Silver.
exist?
Um, I would rather them have interim belts than have something fucking stupid like the BMF belt, to be honest. A belt like that
Look,
needs to go.
here's
Pointless.
my thing. Yeah, um, like you said, we're running out of time, I think. But look, the interim title should not be the title. Why
Yeah,
does it
no.
look the exact same? Or even if they just use the old world title design as like
Yeah.
to show that it's the interim belt, that'd be cool. But in my opinion, just make them silver.
Yeah, I just think just make it silver, and stop having so many interim title fights. They do that a lot, which is an issue in my opinion. Don't do so many. Um, and yeah, making them silver, they don't need to be the exact same as the world championship, to be honest. So yeah, we both agree, make interim belts silver. And just lastly, before we go here, I'll just get my opinion on it briefly. What's your opinion on the BMF belt? And this will finish us.
My opinion on the BMF belt is I think it's a bit of a cool concept. I think I get lost in it on the build up. I guess it is a cool premise to promote fights, but it's a stupid thing because if you're going to make the BMF belt, we can make loads of belts.
Yeah, I just think I'll give you my reasons on why I think it's so fucking stupid.
It's
Number
not the
one,
WWE either.
yeah, one, it's never been defended. So Gaethje's won this BMF belt and he'll never defend it again. What's the point in having it? Number two, I think it takes away from the actual world title in the division
Yeah,
because people will call out Gaethje instead of calling out Islam because they want to fight for that BMF belt because I don't know why.
money.
I don't know why. Yeah, maybe there's more money involved in that, but I think it
Yeah,
takes away. Whenever Usman was fighting Masvidal, a lot of that build up, it wasn't about the world title; it was about the BMF belt. If I beat him, do I become BMF champ? And that shouldn't be the case. I was okay if they done it for Diaz Masvidal, whoever won it, and then that was it done. They should never have brought it back. It never gets defended. It looks fucking terrible as well. So yeah, get rid of the BMF belt. That would be my take on that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I just think it's a silly premise, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of fun, but at the same time, this is not a gimmick. It's not the WWE. It's the UFC. It's a real fight organization and a serious sport.
So yeah, those are the hot takes we went through today. Comment below if you've got any more. We will react to more maybe next week, maybe next episode. I don't know. But we will hopefully, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or the next day, but we will get our predictions up for Rafael Viziev versus Gamrot. Again, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you all very much.